We are Islamic Republic, Hot 76. The British feared that the protests and riots would lead to a civil war. The government was determined to achieve independence quickly. If necessary, they would have to give Indian leaders an ultimatum. For Congress, Nehru declared that they would not be bound by any agreement and once in power would alter the plan in any way that they wished. The British did not want partition. On the other hand, it was becoming clear that the partition was inevitable. Now we talk about the birth of Pakistan. The British Labour government was frustrated that all efforts to move towards independence were obstructed by the refusal of the Congress and the Muslim League to compromise with one another. In February 1947, the Prime Minister told the House of Commons and the government's intention to leave India no later than June 1948. By setting a deadline, he hoped to compel Indian leaders to work together. It was an historic announcement. There was no doubt at all that Britain would finally give up India. Prime Minister Attlee still did not want to agree to Pakistan, but if that was the price for getting Britain out, then he would let partition happen. So say responsible Indian hands. Clement Attlee, the Prime Minister, speaking to the House of Commons on 20th February 1947. Prime Minister Attlee said, His Majesty's government wished to make it clear that it is their definite intention to take the necessary steps to effect the transference of power into the responsible Indian hands by a date not later than June 1948. How did the 3 June plan help Pakistan? Britain appointed Lord Louis Mountbatten to serve as the final viceroy and oversee the transfer of power. He arrived in India to start his momentous term of office on 22 March 1947. Almost immediately, Quaid-e-Azam told him that there was no alternative but to accept Pakistan. Sursby fighting for Pakistan. Quaid-e-Azam was speaking in Bombay on 27 March, and let's listen to his speech. I am fighting for Pakistan, which means I am fighting for the freedom of India. I am fighting for Pakistan because it is the only practical solution for solving the problem and other ideal of united India. A rule based on the parliamentary system of government is a vain dream, an impossibility. India is neither a country nor a nation, but it is a score of nations. So C. Refrain from the acts of violence. It was signed by M.A. Jinnah, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi on 15 April 1947. We denounce for all time the use of force to achieve political ends. We call upon all the communities of India to whatever persuasion they may belong, not only to refrain from the acts of violence and disorder, but also to avoid both in speech and in writing any incitement to such acts. One thing they both definitely agreed on was trying to stop violence and save lives. Mountbatten had very little time in which to organize the transfer of powers, but this time a united India was simply impossible. On 3 June 1947, he announced the government's plan for the handover to two separate states, India and Pakistan. But the plan also said that nothing need stop the two communities negotiating for a united India. The Congress, in giving their support to the plan, seized on this. Their view was the partition would not last long. Pakistan, they believed, was simply not realistic and would soon collapse. India would then once again be united under the Congress. The Muslim League accepted the plan. Pakistan was now a certainty.